Dobrý den. Yes, I'm Francisc, and this is the end of my check. I'm leading Specialized Nutrition for Danone. I moved here in Prague 1 year ago. I love this city. I've been in many cities through my career, but this is the favorite till now. Czech Republic, it's #1 in work-life balance. That's a big one. And me, my wife, and the child really benefit from that. On the other side, when it comes to gender equality index, Czech Republic is on 25th place. So I think there is a bit of balance here to be done and to solve some issues. Now, gender equality and the pay gap is not just a corporate issue. It's not just an HR policy issue. It's not just about salary. But in my opinion, it's also about leadership. And also, it's a problem which starts really early in the childhood. So let me tell you what I mean by that. I was born in Bystrica, Transylvania. I'm coming from a classical East European family. My father was a meister. My mom worked all her life in a glass factory. And I never washed the dishes. I never washed my clothes. I never cleaned the house, because that was the responsibility of my mama and of my sister. And as a proper man, I took these habits also in my married life. And as we evolved as a couple, I became a bit more my modern man, you know. And at some point, I started to tell my wife, let me help you with the dishes today. Let me help you with the clothes today. Let me help you in the house today. And really made me feel very proud, you know. Till one day, when my wife looked at me and said, you know what? You're not helping me out. You know, this is not my job. This is our house. And that bathtub is not just mine to clean it. I'm helping you out actually here because I care about you and supporting you. And that hit me. I've spent many, many years with this default setting that household work is woman work, and every time that I do something, I deserve a damn medal. So the point I'm making is that biases and gender biases starts very often at home. And then even pay gap starts very early. There is a study done in UK, ordered by a bank, which shows that boys receive 20% more pocket money than girls. 20% more pocket money than girls. And boys, usually, they are incentivized, they receive money for basic hygiene, like washing their teeth and having a shower, while girls, they're expected to clean, to cook, to take care of the house, and very often for free. So basically, we are teaching our girls to do more for less. And this, you will see it also in the workspace. More than that, there is another study. I like studies, so because there is some data behind. Another study, this time done on children of 6. They give them a task, and they ask them to rate themselves and what type of bonus they should receive. Boys always ask for more bonus than girls, because boys have the tendency to overestimate their abilities. So if you were wondering why men have the tendency to be more aggressive in salaries, well, they were practicing since they were a baby. Now, of course, gender gap isn't just about pocket money. It's also about some structural barriers. When you look at the facts and the data, there are 3 main ones. First one is that women are underrepresented in high-paid jobs. Which are those? We have tech, engineering, finance, and overrepresented in the low-paid one, unfortunately, which is healthcare and education. The second big problem, it's called the maternity tax. So women earning decreased by 20% after their first child. 20% uplift. This is the biggest tax, let's say, this biggest impact in the income of a woman across of her career. In the same period, men's income stayed the same or even increasing during the parental leave. And the third cause, it's workplace biases and negotiation differences. As I said, women are less likely to negotiate salaries, and also there are persistent hiring biases and promotion biases. Now, let me give you some, tell you some things that we do at Danone. In Danone, our mission is to bring health through food to as many people as possible. And a part of delicious yogurts that you will find outside and Alpro, we are also selling infant formula. And of course, for us, the parents' and babies' health is very important. But how we could say that we support moms if we would accept that this parental penalty? So what we do, we did some changes and we did some actions to solve that. For example, for every woman which comes back from maternity leave, we are assuring the salary increase so that we are not left behind. We are assuring 18 weeks of 100% salaries when they are going to maternity. We are assuring that we have flexible policy because parenthood doesn't just end when the maternity leave ends. And while some companies are going back to 4 or 5 days in the office, we understand that flexible work is really helping parents to build a career. And since 2024, we achieved zero pay gap, and not by chance, not by mistake, but really through intentional choices. It's an effort that we need to continue. It's not just that it's going to keep like this. Every time we see a 2-3% gap, we are intervening. And when it comes to women leadership, we have a bit of a different problem. We are overrepresented with women. 60% of the women in the leadership, they are there. So, of course, there are barriers which will take structural barriers, which will take much more time to solve it. But then there are subjective topics like the unpaid work, which is embedded in our culture and is not really outspoken. And in order to change, we don't need just policies. The change is coming from people. And the change is coming when we start speaking to our daughters to negotiate better, and it starts when we start telling our sons to clean the bathroom, and it starts when companies make commitments for pay gap, to make commitments to good maternal policies, and to assure chances to everybody. And of course, starts with leadership and courage. Thank you very much. But before leaving, because I saw your post, Christina. Christina, it's a good friend and an organizer here. I saw your post, and she was speaking about the pay gap and about corporate hypocrisy. Because there are many companies which you say, you know, we have zero pay gap or 1% pay gap, and then when you ask people in the company how it's there, you hear horror story. That's Christina. I have here at least 10 of my colleagues, female colleagues, so feel free to ask how is in Danone today and interrogate on what we do there. Very good. So thank you very much. The questions are public now, or? Sorry? The questions are now?
Questions, yes.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
I have one at least, but if we have a question from you, of course, feel free to raise your hand now. And before you do it, maybe you need a little bit more time, I'll ask about nutrition and what role it plays in the overall work productivity.
Well, I'm in the topic of biohacking. Meaning I consider myself a corporate athlete. And, you know, I like what I do and I want to grow. And there are few things that you can influence in life. One of these, it's of course what you drink, how you sleep, what people you speak about, but of course nutrition is a very important one you can influence, and it will give you energy all your life. And I'm coming again from Transylvania, where the food, you know, is not the most healthier one. We eat a lot of goulash, a lot of meat. So Danone really changed how I see nutrition. You know?
That's amazing to hear. Yeah.
And I have one also. What are some specific nutritional challenges which are faced by women in a low-income households, and how that can impact also the pay challenge or diversity?
That's a very difficult question.
It is.
I think every challenge is in low household. That I think access to food is quite common today. I think it's more about education, how to do the maximum from what you have. I think it comes again to the education, what we eat. Honestly, we are not anymore in an era where access to food is limited. Actually, it's on the contrary. I think the problem is with ultra-processed food. I think it's, you know, when you're using only few ingredients. But overall, I think this is solving. But I think the biggest problem comes with the children, where I think they are eating a lot of ultra-processed food. The diet is not balanced, and which leads, you know, to quite high rate of obesity and then malnutrition already starting 2 or 3 years. I think that's a bigger problem.
At school, you
and
know,
of course,
so
I hope there is no many sugar companies here, but
there are plenty, Manu, right?
Okay, sugar is good in a balanced way. This is what I tell also my son. He's not always agreeing, but I think balance. It's very important how we educate our kids.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Francisc.
Thank
you very much.
Specialized Nutrition Director, CEE.
We have a question.
Danone.
If we have the time.
Okay. Yes,
have a
absolutely.
microphone
Question.
Thank you very much. When it comes to pay gap zero, did you refer to Czech Republic or global?
CEE.
CEE.
So maybe thank you very much for the question. So what we are looking and what we can influence in this, it's CEE. I'm not fully sure where is Danone, but I know we have also a target to reach 0%. CEE achieved in 2024 0%, and of course across the countries there are some small differences, but what we want to do is never be above 3%. So, and of course you will see, so the calculation, I'm not an expert in calculation, but I like, you know, mathematics. I was a salespeople. So you will have over-indexing in some areas, under-indexing in some areas, but you take it as a whole. The idea is to have a good, minimum gap.
Yeah, because you touched upon it, there are economic differences, even between CE6 countries, which can effectively result in a much bigger gap.
Yes.
So, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Francisc.
Thank you.